Genevieve Lang, bringing you another instalment in our series of interviews with people from the 20-year history of Pinchgut Opera. And I'm absolutely thrilled that joining us from the other side of the world in a completely different time zone is director Chas Rader Shieber. Chas, you have been with Pinchgut from the early days, your first production, David and Jonathan, right through to very recently, most recently, in fact, with Ulysses. Can you tell us about what Pinchgut was like in the early days, your experience of it?
For me, it was a fantasy come true. I think that every director has certain things that are their favorites about any given opera company. For me, it's this sense of family. This is a collaborative art form. It's a community art form, and Pinchgut for me represents collaboration and community. That's the best you can have.
Yeah. Isn't there that saying, and I won't remember the artist who says it, but people don't remember what you say, they remember how you make them feel.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's our job when we make an opera. It's what the audience feels. And how do you do that well? Well, when the company makes the artists feel a certain way, it transfers, it crosses that past the proscenium.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's 4 productions that you've done with Pinchgut: David and Jonathan, Jazzone, Artazexe, and most recently Ulysses.
And L'Amant Jaloux.
L'Amant Jaloux, of course. Of those 5 then, and I'd like to sort of approach the subject of staging opera in a non-operatic venue. City Recital Hall was never conceived of as a home for opera, but it is the home of Pinchgut here in Sydney. Of those productions, and maybe there's more than one, which have been the most challenging to stage?
This is going to sound like such a cliche. Each one presents its own set of challenges. What fun are we going to have? What interesting way will we confront that dilemma? I've been very fortunate to have amazing designers and production teams to work with over the years at Pinchgut, and everybody wants to sort of solve it in a new, fresh way, which I think is sort of a Pinchgut hallmark, is that you never see the same production twice. That's exciting to me, that way of working. The very first time I worked with the amazing Alex Summers and Brad Clark, who were just out of NIDA, 2 young designers, and to see this bombed out period room with this enormous Caravaggio sort of hovering over the action was astonishing to look at. And then you could turn right around and find this sort of beautiful, intimate little room with its sad chandelier for something like Artazexe. Very different ways of thinking about that space. That's the challenge, but it's also the payoff for me. I happen to like the job where you have to make some kind of transformation happen. I think it intrigues an audience in a way that they're not used to. The Pinchgut audience, they're so, that audience is so devoted, and they are so lovely and supportive. They're a yes audience to a yes opera company. But I think it's time for more of the world to be a yes audience to Pinchgut.
You talking about that element of surprise and sort of discovery, what's behind the curtain. Memorably for me, David Hansen being wheeled out in a pink bath for the opening scene of Jazzone. That was not expected.
That was not, it is true. It was not expected. The total number of people who knew what was going to happen was the total number of people who were in that rehearsal hall. That's it. And it was a big fun secret to keep. And he was so fabulous to go for it and just do it and step up out of that bathtub covered in nothing but bubbles and a helmet. That was a dream of a cast and a production. It's such a Pinchgut thing. You put all the right people together in that room, and that magical thing happens. I say it about very few opera companies, and I work at a lot of different opera companies, and I love it. But there's a sense of certain companies are what I call yes companies. They say yes first, not automatically, but first try to make something work. Try to see a point of view, and then if it can happen, it happens. And if it can't, reasonable thought has been given to it, and I think it makes for a great kind of collaboration. I actually owe Pinchgut a great debt of gratitude, because I think that you try to keep up a career and you try to work in different places and make the best things you can make, and it isn't always lovely. It can be, it's a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster. Um, but having these sort of semi-regular visits to Pinchgut along the way has always sort of reinvigorates me. I find it inspires me outside of Pinchgut. It inspires me to do my best work when I'm not there as well.